Boys, UFC 318 this Saturday, and like we do for every single one of these pay-per-views, I got 5 of the rarest locks that you guys have ever seen in your entire life. And pretty much, if this is the first time you've seen one of these rare locks videos, how this works is I have 5 of the rarest locks. During this video, if you see any of these prompts on any given gambling website, I need you guys to quickly and swiftly take your guys' asses over to those gambling sites and put the house on it, put the mortgage on it, go into crippling debt and bet on these props because like I said, they're a lock. So if you guys don't know what a lock is, they're guaranteed to hit. With that being said, let's get into the 5 rare locks. First one, I'm not gonna lie, I have a bunch here just because this one lock I could have for all 5 by themselves, but we're just gonna condense it into one lock, and that's gonna be during the main event, Dustin Poirier, count them, at least 5 short grabs per round. That's 25 in total. Yeah, this dude is going to be his last dance. You know, he's going to be grabbing at those shorts every tick. You know, that's his weird little tick, his tism tick that he has. He's going to be grabbing at them 5 times per round minimum. If you see over-unders on this on any gambling website, put the house on it. Again, this is one of the best locks you could go here. And again, I just feel like Dustin's going to be... He's going to be grabbing those shorts a little bit more than usual, mainly because, again, the last dance, you know, he's in front of his home crowd. He has to make a statement here. He wants to go out with a win, you know. He doesn't want to go out here flatlined. And pretty much, I could just see every time there's not an exchange going on, this dude's grabbing his shorts. So that's one. Another one I have is, you know, at least 3 TikTok edit moments during that main event. That main event itself is going to be nothing short of just packed TikTok highlight reel moments. You know, there'll be moments where maybe Poirier clips Holloway, laughs at him, points at him, you know, little things like that. Poirier points to the ground, Holloway points to the ground, you know, them rocking each other, doing little weird emotes here and there, you know, Dustin grabs his shorts and then pulls back a nasty left counter, something like that. You know, I just see a lot of these funny TikTok highlight reel moments from this fight, the main event itself. The whole card, I guarantee there'll be a good amount of TikTok moments, but let's keep moving down. This is also part of the same one. I got Dustin Poirier's video package is going to be the best send-off video that we've seen so far in the UFC. It's going to beat the the Anthony Smith one. You know, it's going to beat the Carla Esparza one. It's going to beat Robbie Lawler. It's going to be the best retirement send-off video package that we've seen in the UFC. And this one ties in right next to this one. We're going to have Dustin. We're going to have Max. We're going to have DC. John Addick. I would have said Joe Rogan, but he ain't going to be there. We're going to have Felder there instead. We're going to see some tears falling from those eyes of all those men that I just listed off during that video package. And, you know, I think DC is going to be the guy interviewing the winners and losers. When he starts interviewing, you know, the boy Dustin Poirier, I guarantee DC is going to be, you know, a little shed of a tear here, voice crack here. It's not going to be as bad if Joe Rogan was there. Maybe that's why Joe Rogan didn't want to participate in this pay-per-view, because he knew his ass would be out there bawling his eyes out. But yeah, that was only the first one. Again, there was a lot jam-packed in here just because I didn't want to make all 5 of those this one. Like, this was too easy, you know? That being said, let's move into the second rare lock. Second rare lock, this is going to be the shortest, mark my words, the shortest and the biggest snooze fest of a press conference in the entire UFC. Maybe the entire UFC as in general. Definitely this year. If we just quickly look at, you know, what's going to be on stage, who's going to be on stage. Got that main event, Holloway versus Poirier. This is going to be nothing but good vibes, you know, friendly banter. You know, like, dude, Max Holloway is, he's a good guy, man. And then Holloway's like, yeah, you know, it sucks that it's going to have to be Poirier, but we're going to find out Saturday night, you know. And then middleweight division, co-main event, Paulo, Costa, Roman Kopylov. We're going to have the broken English of Costa. And I don't even think Roman Kopylov speaks a word of English. I could be wrong, to be honest. I don't know. I don't remember this dude speaking English. Really just run through an interview of him and let's see. Yeah, this dude speaks no English. I just freaking watched an interview. 0 English from this one, so again, ain't gonna be that entertaining. I could see Roman Kopylov trash talking Costa, but I don't know. And then Kevin Holland has been pretty dull recently in the press conferences, and I don't think D-Rogged is gonna be the guy to go out here and bring out the trash talk of Kevin Holland. Danny Gay versus Pitbull. Neither of these dudes are really big trash talkers. And then for some weird reason, Zellhuber and Johnson have been going at it online, on Twitter, on X. You know, they've been going at it for some weird reason. So I could see that being the highlight of this press conference. But it's going to be the shortest one. It's going to be a snooze fest. I just don't see any fun parts happening from this highlight. You know, we're going to have lots of... I could honestly see a lot of these dudes being hella respectful to Dustin Poirier, like a Kevin Holland showing his respect, Dan Ige, Michael Johnson. I could just see it being like a glaze fest for Dustin Poirier. Let's move down to the third thing. This card is going to be good. People, and you know, myself included, have been talking about how ass 318 is. It's going to be a good fight. There's going to be a lot of finishes, in my opinion, in this card. There's going to be some highlights in this card. It's going to be a good fight, but, you know, on paper, you look at the names, there's just no name value dudes here. And we're going to have probably Dana come out here and be like, I told you guys I know how to make cards, blah, blah, blah. People are saying how bad this card was. The card is bad when there's no name values. Just because you can stack up a lot of finishing threat fighters and put that on a card, yeah, maybe that's fine. But when it's a pay-per-view and you're paying for this, you want to see the name value dudes. Just the fact that we have Paulo, Costa, Roman, Kopylov as a co-main event on a pay-per-view shows how weak this card is. Yes, there might be a bunch of finishes on this card. There might be some highlight reel moments. Doesn't mean it's pay-per-view worthy. With that being said, it's going to be a good card. People will say, you know, it was a good card even though there's no name value, and we will slowly begin the transition of having these shit cards as a normal event because, yeah, there's no name value dudes, but there's highlight reel possibilities. Let's keep moving down. Number 4, mark my words, there will be at least one highlight reel flatline KO Jack Hermansson style on this card. Let's go through, you know, some of the possible victims. We have Jackson McVeigh. I could see him getting slumped out by Bruno Silva. We have, you know, maybe Adam Fugitt. I could see him getting slumped out by Islam Dolatov. In the prelims, we have Vincent Oliveira. I could see him sliming out Kyler Phillips. Gutierrez has a high possibility of flatlining Robert Valentine. Main event, I mean, maybe we see Zellhuber flatline Johnson. I could see that. I predict that, but it's a possibility that Johnson goes out here, shows his UFC vet style, and just wins a decision. Kevin Holland, I don't think it'd be a brutal highlight reel KO. I could see that happening, but yeah. There's lots of names here that could deliver on this flatline Jack Hermansson style KO. That being said, 5th and final one. I hope you guys had your no pens ready. I hope you've been taking notes of every single one of these because you guys better be out here going into crippling debt, having to ask a crackhead downtown for some extra bucks to put on this card. 5th and final thing, UFC Fight Night cards plus some pay-per-views will be announced during or after the pay-per-view, probably during the post-fight press conference. And not only that, mark my words, Dana White will somehow spin this and make it about Jon Jones. You know, they'll be asking questions about, you know, how great was Dustin Poirier now that he's gone? How much does it mean to have a guy like that in the company? Some boring ass questions. Dana will be like, yeah, you know, he's a great guy to work with. He was one of the best to do it. But, you know, talking about the best to do it, I heard that Jon Jones is making his way back for that White House card. I can't wait to announce the fight. You know, I guarantee he's going to spin somehow glazing Jon Jones. With that being said, put down below, do you have any rare locks that you guys think will 100% happen at this pay-per-view? Put them in the comments below. Let's see who has the best one. And with that being said, guys, thank you for watching to the end of the video. And I will see you guys in my next video.